Hi, Scott Orland with Cinema Magazine. It is not often I get to say these two words together in a sentence. Steven Spielberg, the movie The Post, congratulations.
Thank you, Scott.
When you did Schindler's List, I think it was a dozen years, really, from when you first thought about it to actually doing it.
Yes.
Here's the movie The Post. It was like 12 weeks or something.
Yeah, it was a remarkable kind of, matter of fact, when I read Liz Hannah's first spec script in February, I think it was the end of February, I committed to the movie, got Tom, got Meryl Streep to do it, play Ben Bradley, Katharine Graham. And I finished the film and showed it for the first time finished 9 months later. It was like coming to term with a child. Full term, 9 months. That was it. That was maybe the shortest time from reading something and having something finished I've ever experienced in my career.
Obviously, you get offered numerous projects.
Yeah.
What emotionally drew you? I mean, one could look at it's definitely a product of today's time.
It is, yes, yeah. But I knew Ben Bradley. He was my neighbor. And I met Katharine Graham one time. I was a huge admirer of hers. I just thought it was a great story. I mean, I don't make political films just for the sake of politics. I tell as compelling a story as I possibly can find. And this grabbed me by the throat. And as I vetted it with Josh Singer, who came in to do the rewrites, we discovered more and more and more amazing facts about that period, the Pentagon Papers, and what Richard Nixon was trying to do to squash the First Amendment rights of a free press, of the Fourth Estate, and also a movie about how the Fourth Estate was born. Not until the Pentagon Papers, and then a few years later, Watergate, was the Fourth Estate really an organization or a functioning entity to really contend with. Almost the checks and balances that they've always been throughout history, but this time they really announced the fact they were here and they were here to stay.
I'm fascinated too because growing up, how important newspapers can be, and for a lost generation, they don't turn to that anymore. I want to take you back to growing up with you. How important was a newspaper for you or your family to learn about what was happening in the world?
Well, the newspaper would come into my family. We'd all take different sections that meant something to us. My dad would take the front page. He always loved the front page. My mom would take what is now considered to be, but was just being assembled in those days, a kind of style section. And then I would take the movie section, because I love watching looking at all the movie ads. And I loved watching in those days where all the theaters were. It was playing at these 5 drive-ins and these 15 walk-ins in Phoenix, Arizona. So we all would kind of divide and conquer the paper every single day, take our favorite sections. As I got older, I started wanting the front page. But I never wanted the sports section, which probably says a lot about me that I have to think about more. But I never really ever grabbed for the sports section.
Steven Spielberg, as always, thank you so much. It's an incredible film, and I hope enough people go see this to really help make a difference in the world.
From your lips to their ears. Scott.
I've heard that. My grandmother used to say that.
Thank
This
you.
is Scott Orland. Until next time.
Fabulous.